Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Can't stop my goddamn ship to get to Earth to listen to the Valleycast with the Valleyfolk. I can't stop my goddamn ship to get to Earth to listen to the Valleycast with the Valleyfolk and maybe Ben Folds.
That song was called oops, hang on. That song was called and
Every time.
Exact same time.
and it's because SoundCloud automatically plays the next track. I got to get in there and fucking
It's like Netflix.
Oh, man.
it's like what's going on here?
It is like Netflix.
That track is by Shane Beard.
Yes.
Shane Beard Austin.
Thank you, Shane Beard.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Shane
On
Beard
SoundCloud.
Austin.
Austin.
The song is just
What
called
did I say?
Valleycast.
Awesome.
The song is called Valleycast, and the description says an alien needs his podcast fixed, yet his ship won't start, and it's totally a reference to "Goddamn ship"
Oh,
from the
great,
last
great.
from the last episode. Nice work. And the Reddit user is Gingerbeard4. Guys, welcome to the Valleycast.
Hello.
Hi.
Everyone's here.
Except for Ben Folds.
except for Ben Folds.
We'll land him one of
He's
these
fine.
days.
He's
I
not
was
that
listening
great.
to. He's amazing. I was listening to him on the way over here.
Really?
He's good.
He's
He's
amazing.
great.
Yeah. How do you don't like Ben Folds?
Lee, you don't
met
like Ben
him once.
Folds?
What?
Oh, that's what
Oh,
happens.
she
So
met
you don't
him
like his
once.
music? We'll get
Not
into
if
more
you're
of this
gonna
later.
be mean.
This will be an
I
off
think-
the record thing.
It's a thing. I think it has to be an off the record thing. I think if you're not nice, then I kind of. That being said, he does know his shit. I remember there was a show he used to be a judge on, and he was like, it was called The Sing Off. It was like an
Yeah.
acapella show.
Oh, I don't
really
remember
loved
that.
it.
He's
I
a
genuinely
musical
really loved it.
genius.
He's a musical genius, and it would be really funny because everyone was like, "You're really mean," but he'd be like, "I'm sorry," and the fifth was blah blah blah, and he was like so good at
And he'd sing it
doing
every
things.
time.
And he'd be like, "Bididibidididoo."
You sucked.
Yeah.
Can I do something really quick?
In that moment, he was Ben
So-
Scolds.
Oh,
He might
guys,
be sick,
do some
but he's
housekeeping
not.
if you'd
Oh,
like.
gross.
Can you do some housekeeping really quick? And I'm gonna step away.
Okay, well, my housekeeping, I need you. So, do you guys have anything to update from the last podcast? on
I wasn't
housekeeping?
here, but I heard it was a really good time.
It was fun. We had a good time.
Did you have a great time,
We did a
guys?
Ben Folds
Yeah.
wordplay runner. That was really good.
Oh, I don't think there's anything. I think we steered
Yeah.
clear of anything factual.
A little bit of housekeeping. Elliot, are you feeling a little sicky under the weather?
Still a little sickly.
So if you guys are wondering where that sexy throat voice is coming from,
Can you get a little sexy for
Yeah,
us
can
right
you
now?
get us a
Can you
little-
just try?
ooh,
welcome
can
to
you
the
do me a favor? Can
Valleycast,
you
everybody.
read? Ooh, that's nice.
the LaCroix ingredients.
Yeah,
but
please read
ooh,
the LaCroix
sexy.
ingredients.
Read them real sexy.
I don't think no ums.
There's like,
because
there's like
that-
two ingredients.
I don't.
Yeah,
think-
no ums.
Elliot doing ums over there?
Not this time.
No, sir.
We
not
are over the ums.
me.
Worked on this for months, Elliot.
Carbonated water.
Ooh, what's that?
Natural flavor. Those are all the ingredients.
get
in
sexier?
LaCroix.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. No, distributed by Sundance Beverage
Why?
Company,
This guy
a
sounds like he's
national
reading.
beverage company.
I hear,
Okay, you know what?
I hear you saying the words,
Elliot?
honey.
Do you guys think maybe this sexy guy is kind of sick?
No.
Maybe this guy's maybe he's got
Hear
a
me
bit of a
out,
cold.
Elliot. Okay, close your eyes. You're
Okay.
on a veranda.
Okay, and now read with the eye. Okay,
Okay.
I believe something
No,
about
no,
Kansas.
hold on.
I believe it
A
was
beautiful woman with giant breasts has
Oh.
now made eye contact with you.
Ooh.
She's ready. She's primed.
She wants to know the
She
ingredients.
wants to know the ingredients of it.
Okay.
Close
Happy
the
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's trash.
Happy birthday, dear Elliot. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was really
Wow,
beautiful.
thank you guys very much. That's really something. That's really something that you did.
Lee picked out this cake for
I
you,
did.
and I want you to know that it's good dinosaur themed.
Good, good, good.
So here, I want to just present you with this, and I'm gonna give you a fork.
You should give him a
'cause I'm not
fork.
Yep.
Thank you guys. You know, when I was walking up and Lee was like, "We didn't get you a cake," I was like, "Okay, I wouldn't expect a cake or anything." And then I was walking up, I was like, "I bet that means they got me a cake, another
Well,
cake."
we got you a cake last night.
We got you a cake yesterday.
Oh,
because we thought you were
it would have
gonna
been
be
too
there.
many cakes for sure. So
Um,
thank you guys. That's
also-
really sweet in a psychotic, very creepy serial killery way.
Because it's all been eaten.
Yeah, it looks, but it destroyed too. Not cut up with a knife.
We
or
all ate a lot.
You're right.
of
We
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
We weren't.
It became
Nice
a part
with
of
it.
the.
Yeah.
It became a part of the stream last night.
yeah, it did.
and fulfilled your absence.
Yes.
But
You
I-
should
Usually all
also
it takes
know
is a
that-
pastry or
Yeah.
baked good of some
it,
kind.
It gave probably 3 more bits than you usually do.
Yeah, it filled in the bit hole that you left.
Yeah, cake
Ooh, bit hole would be good.
Ooh.
Me and Cake
let's
have a
change
healthy
our name to Bit
competition.
Hole.
Some cake housekeeping. It was good dinosaur theme,
Cake
but there
keeping.
were a couple other extra things that
Yeah.
we did to it
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
had an earlier conversation in the day.
Yeah.
Lee, in her great gift giving way, was like, "We got to get a cake."
I think it's Stevie too.
Oh, was it you?
Oh, it was me.
It
Yeah.
was Steve.
Really sweet.
But
I
you went and
suggested.
got
I
the
said we
cake.
should give Elliot a cake on the stream and surprise him.
And we were going back and forth, and I was like, "It should be a penis cake because that's funny." And we were all like, "Yeah." And then Lee was like, "Well, penis cakes are hard to get."
They
And I
are
said-
really hard to get.
Yeah.
And
They're
as you
really hard to
said-
get.
Get Elmo,
And I said, "We'll get an Elmo penis cake."
Yeah.
And then I had
which
to
would
go.
just be a red velvet penis, right?
Yeah.
With coconut shaving,
Sure.
red
Yeah.
coconut
But
shavings.
once again,
Real
they're hard
small.
to find. I
Real
had to
small.
go ask a woman at Ralph's to write Elmo penis
So
on the cake.
that said Elmo penis.
Okay, well, for
it did
sure,
say Elmo penis.
I, believe it or not, have seen 90,000 photos of this very cake.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Across
That
all of my
means a
social
lot.
media, and it was one of those classic moments where I got on my phone and I looked at everything and I went, "Oh shit, they did something on the they
You're
did
like,
something
great.
on the stream."
I mean,
yeah.
I think you should know that if you, I mean, it's fine that you missed the stream. It's your birthday. We gave you
yeah.
permission,
Happy birthday.
That's very
and
sweet.
it was a gift from us to you. It's the only gift we got you, so don't
That's
expect
it.
anything else.
Elmo penis.
But I just feel like, if you're not on the stream for whatever reason, it's totally fine. But you're going to be tweeted at, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Some bit will be made up
Yeah.
about why you're not there, and it's going to be fun and,
I love it.
and good
Yeah.
fun.
It makes me feel very loved.
Real
yeah,
quick.
especially when we were singing about how you were dead for hours.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
loves that song, and they want to hear it.
And
I
then
love-
people continue to post on my social media
Probably
to this
gonna-
day that I'm dead. It
probably
still
gonna,
carries
Not weird
the
at all,
same.
turn it into a full song. Probably sing it at a Valleyfolk live event.
really like
Absolutely.
You're going to be haunted by the song your whole life, probably
Maybe
from
it'll-
here
I
on
will
out.
also say that I got into an Uber, a good hour later, and a woman was like, "You smell like chocolate," and I was like, "It's cake."
Back off.
That's
Oh
how
no,
much
my favorite was during the stream. Lee was eating the cake. Lee had the cake in her lap and she was eating it. And someone just said, "Just got to the stream. Why is Lee eating a cake alone
Were you alone? Oh, you were just
or by
her.
herself?
By
Why is she eating a
myself.
cake
Yeah.
by
Eating a
herself?"
cake.
That was a good cake bit. We also
guy
had
here.
hashtag sing cake while eating cake.
Yes,
was fun. I
Joe
saw
came
that.
up with a
Turned out great.
great new idea.
I
Yes.
really
saw that
think we
clip
should try
when
and
you
do it.
posted that clip, and I was like, "What the hell are we doing?"
Oh, dude, it's so good though. The
Go to
Valleyfolk
heaven.
Joe
Go
created
to hell.
the cake challenge. Sing cake while you eat cake challenge.
great.
And I think we need to let's do a formal one to be
Yeah.
the first official one.
I think we
In
have
fact,
to.
maybe we can even do it on Sunday because we're
Yeah,
doing
I
something
think we
secret
have
on
to.
Yeah, that'd
Sunday.
be good.
So we'll just do it really quick. We'll set it up real nice.
Yeah.
Joe, you can do whatever with a cake, and then at the end of
How
it,
many
you
cakes am I
gotta
getting?
call out, say like, "All right, Harley from Epic Meal Time, you're next, baby. You got to sing cake while eating cake or whatever." We'll just spread it around. We'll see if it works.
Do
I
you
think we
think
have to
Harley
do
is
it.
the go-to in any challenge
Yeah, it's got-
on
well,
YouTube?
with
and then
food.
and then naturally you tell Harley from Epic Meal Time to do it.
Harley
Well,
from
Trisha
Epic
too.
Meal Time.
Trisha's like such a team player. She'll do
She
it.
is such a
right
team
away.
player. She
Well,
will
she
100%
would.
do
She'll
that.
totally do
Yeah,
it.
Valley folk. We
She'll
don't
even get her baby involved. I'm sure.
Oh, God,
we
he's a
don't
cute kid.
do internet trends. We make it.
We
No, I
make
love
it.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
You know?
nice.
That's
nice.
in our bio. We
Okay,
pitch ourselves.
one housekeeping thing.
Okay.
And this
Okay.
one's going back a couple podcasts.
Oh.
Do you want me
During
to bring
our-
up the mash thing?
During our during our karaoke podcast, we started talking about our favorite songs and stuff.
Yes.
And at some point, I have been informed on Twitter and other social media sites. I interrupted you when you said, "Do you know what the worst bridge in musical history is?"
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't get to Steve's
Yes.
answer. So
Steve, what
this is
was
for
it,
all the
buddy?
people out there. What is the worst bridge in musical history?
Great job, Joe. I have also been receiving tweets from people that are like, "Tell us," and I just want
But
to
also,
not tell
you need
them.
to tell him that it has been haunting you every single night.
Oh, it
that you-
has been haunting me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, you gotta
Owen
tell
bangs
him
on my
that.
door and he says, "Steve, what was the song?"
Yeah.
And well, I'd love to tell you now, but we've just got a whole podcast to do, and we're like 9 minutes in. So maybe if there's time at the end, I'll say what it is.
Fair enough. I
So
think
who
that's
wants
fair
to go
enough.
first?
That's totally good.
Wait,
I
so
love
are
it.
you not? Did you? I kind of Are you not saying what the?
Not until the end because we don't have much time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're on a time crunch here.
Because it makes sense to do it at the end
Yeah.
when you don't have
Sure,
time.
sure.
We'll save it right to the very
We're
end.
just on a real tight schedule here.
Yeah, we
so.
get it. We understand.
He's currently Googling worst bridge in karaoke.
Oh no, I've got it. I've got it
What
right
is
here.
Steve
And Joe and I even
Saragos'
talked about it. Joe and I talked about it.
I have a clue. I'm gonna volunteer someone for tribute, and it's gonna be Lee.
Oh fuck, Lee, what are you gonna do?
Where were you last week, Lee?
I was in Iceland.
I hope. Will you just tell us Iceland stories? This is just all your portion.
Yeah.
Dude,
Did you bring a topic?
Tell us
I
about the
no, I
horse.
brought Iceland.
Okay, good,
Because
good.
I
'Cause
don't.
that's what I
I
was-
can't think of anything else.
Great. I was
'cause
gonna
it
say toss your idea out.
I don't
and
know.
just
I
talk
feel
about
like you go on vacation sometimes, you know, and you like feel like you need a vacation from vacation. Like, you know, like there's things, but this
Wait a
was.
minute.
Well, haven't you ever like seen a vacation where it's like so stressful and it's like I don't know if you ever go on a family vacation, you're like I'm so stressed out. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I know, but are you watching The Good Place?
Okay, I'm watching
No.
the good bit. I binge watched like 8
I only
episodes
watched the
today.
first season,
Okay. But
and
just
then
the
I
first
stopped.
season.
I don't
so
want to
please don't
spoil
spoil
anything,
anything.
but there's such a good joke about I took a vacation from my vacation, and it's just there's so many good jokes.
Ted
The show is
Danson
so
is
good.
the whole show
He's
is
always
is
been
fantastic.
good.
He's always
I know.
been amazing.
always
And it's the
been
perfect role for him.
He was
is.
my favorite in Bored to Death. Like he was so
Oh yeah,
good. in
Bored to Death was a great show.
It was a great show.
Yeah, it didn't
Was
get
it
to
great?
finish. I
No,
don't think
but
they
it
didn't
was
get their
so
ending.
good.
Bummer.
No, it was one of those vacations where like literally the whole last day we're just like I don't want to go, I don't want to leave, I don't want to go, I don't want to leave. Like it was so one of those. It's so beautiful there. It's so wonderful. We went and it was kind of like a faux honeymoon, but we also went because Delman's sister was there and
Phony
she
moon.
a phony moon. It was a total
That was
phony moon.
good.
Thanks.
A
But it-
funny
Can you
moon.
tell us what cities
That's even better.
you started at and
we
went around
started
to?
in because it's winter there right now, so you only really get access to kind of half the island, if not like only a third of the island. Because coastal cities, you know. So Reykjavik is the main like hub for people.
Ooh, that sounds like
Reykjavik.
a soccer player.
It
like
does,
real
doesn't
good.
it? Or like I think it sounds like a Harry Potter character.
Yeah.
He's
Definitely.
like, oh, Reykjavik.
The guy replacing in the dark arts.
100%
Yeah.
Reykjavik. But no, it was really cool. That was a really cool little town. It reminded me oddly of Portland, you know, just because it was like very built up and very like, you know, just kind of forward
Folksy?
and folksy and forward. That being said, Iceland, 65% of their economy comes from tourism. So like that's why cheap flights are so cheap there. That's why like all these different things they accommodate tourism so aggressively because it literally is their economy. Because they're just like we have to have this. But it was just like one of those. It was so beautiful. We went to all these beautiful like national parks. We went to like see the geysers. The geysers, the natural ones that like shoot up and are amazing, and like the hot springs and all that really dope stuff.
Did you jump in? Did you hot spring it?
We did like a Blue Lagoon thing, which is a tourist trap, they say, but I don't give a fuck. It was beautiful,
did a
and there's
blue-
like snow-covered mountains.
Oh, who gives a crap? You
That's
gotta do that
always one of
sometime. In
those, like, people are
Iceland?
like,
You
it's
did
a
the tourist traps in
I'm like,
Iceland?
Yeah, because when am I going back to
Yeah, all
Iceland?
those Tinder
How
profile
hipster
pictures.
do you
with-
have to be?
Isn't
I love
Iceland just a tour? Like it's the
Yeah.
It is
tourist
a
I
trap?
would
tourist
be like,
trap.
yeah.
It's 100% tourist trap. But like,
I'd
we
spend all day in one of those
Iceland.
I will 100% do it, and I don't give a shit if it's a giant UTI pool. I don't care.
No.
Hey guys, don't you think that geysers sounds kind of like something a Canadian would call his friends?
Hey,
Hey, you geysers!
Geysers. Geysers over here.
Hey, I got my
geysers.
geysers, eh?
Well, they don't say geyser. They say geyser. Like, oh, a geyser.
Oh,
And
geysers.
everything. Dylan
Oh,
kept
yeah.
yelling at me because I
sorry.
would do Bjork voice for everything. I was
yeah.
like, oh, you have to go to Reykjavik.
Oh, I'm sure they love that.
He didn't care, but he also was trying the entire time to just mutilate the language.
So is that little snooper derby
Because he speaks fluent Swedish.
You gotta get in the
and
slurper
we're not
derby
remotely close.
You bork.
You bork,
You
bork.
gotta go down to the bork to get the smork bork.
Yeah, exactly.
no.
So it was just he was mutilating it the entire time, and that's fine. He's fine. But he's okay with it. But
Is
no,
he
it
okay
was-
right now?
No, I think we're both in that weird phase where we're just like, cause it wasn't just like that. It was beautiful. We rented a car, which is the way to do it, 100%. Because if you're doing tour bus, you don't want to be one of those people. You don't want to be like pushed around in that sense. So if you know how to drive at all, we just rented a 4-wheel drive, like a King, super 4-wheel drive, and it was just super dope. And like everywhere you drove was the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your entire life. How you feeling eating this cake by yourself?
Good. I just felt Owen put the camera directly on me.
What do you mean? You felt it?
I saw with the
Oh,
light.
you saw the light? Yeah.
I saw the camera just go boop boop like a little creepy robot.
And then you're like, oh,
I
I'm
felt
just
bad.
eating
Yeah,
cake.
the camera has this little light setting where you can it'll show you who
I
it's
just
looking
like
at.
What
zooming
brand is
in
this?
on you.
Sony? This is a Sony.
Yeah, it's a Sony, and they make the best cameras.
Okay, great.
Lee, you also.
I'm sorry.
You went into a glacier.
I went into a clinic.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that was
God,
real.
that
That
looked-
was fucked up.
That looked like a Rudolph. That looked like
glacier.
Rudolph.
Yeah, it
that,
really
like,
it was.
claymation.
Also,
The
like,
inside of Rudolph.
Dude,
Yeah,
crazy
that looked like the
thing
inside
is,
of Rudolph.
we
It
went
looked like
on
a Harry
in-
Potter location.
It was a Harry Potter location. It was also like one of those like we went in this insane 4x4 truck and like there was this wonderful woman that should not have been on the trip with us, like that was going like
Was she scared?
No,
Oh, she was
terrified.
scared.
She was terrified, but everybody was like,
Did she puke?
and she kept grabbing onto people and was like, sorry. Like it was like my favorite thing to watch.
What nationality was she?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea, but she. Oh no! Everything was so terrified.
Love it.
But we were like going, like doing these crazy expeditions, and then we went to a glacier, and this like insane Australian woman, which because everyone's a transplant there, everyone is a transplant, and she was
Ooh,
like,
I'm so
"I'm
happy you
alive,"
said what you said.
like literally just like
I was like, where you go with this, Lee?
everyone's a transplant there.
Okay, transplant.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, but it
What
was
would
just
have-
one of-
what would it have been
yeah,
like?
what?
I know.
And why
What
would
if it was an
you?
I
entire
know.
island
What
of
could it have
trans
been?
people?
What
That's
could it have
fine.
been?
What
Yeah.
kind of problem do you? Never mind. Such a stupid.
I was like, we going down this road? Let's do it. I was ready, dude. I was geared up.
I know, and it's just not. I don't have the energy.
I was packing up.
He's so
Wouldn't be
tired.
worth it. Yeah, something, blah
I was
blah.
packing my bags for this trip, Elliot.
I was gonna yes and the fuck out of whatever you were gonna say.
Oh my god. No, it was great. I had a great time. It was in a glacier.
The photos were amazing.
Dude,
it was basically a
it's
big
the
ad
iPhone
for the
X.
iPhone.
Dude, the
X,
iPhone
or
X
ad
is
for the
fun.
iPhone, yeah.
The only problem with that fucking iPhone X is that like there were a couple days where I was like, I'm not gonna wear any makeup. Then you're like, fuck. Like,
Uh-oh.
like
Dumb
it is one of
iPhone
those
X.
things where you see yourself and you're like, who the fuck is that? Like Jesus Christ.
The
I
one-
still hate it when the front facing camera
Dude,
pops
and
up.
it just like
Ugh.
and you're like
I hate it. I know. It's like
it's the worst. Oh, also, you should know that the glacier was
in
this
my
big.
mouth and shit.
No, it's so gross, and like you get the weirdest angles, and
Yeah.
you're just like, I don't know that existed there. Thanks, iPhone X. No, it was super dope. I don't have anything. Oh, I found a place because I got real weird in like I hyper plan things when they're not important. But I found this horse ranch that we stayed at, and it was like this little Airbnb with a hot tub outside, so it's like snowing, and you're in a hot tub. And there was
Arby's
this-
has a good horse.
It has a
ranch
really
sauce.
good horse ranch sauce.
I like to
Did you
dip
do it?
my roast beef in it.
Yeah, horse
My
ranch.
gross beef.
My gross beef?
Continue, Lee. I want to hear about this horse ranch.
It was a cool horse
For those
ranch.
not watching
to
the video,
play with
Joe just tried to
horses?
feed.
I did.
Did you feed any carrots?
I
or
got
anything?
Cake.
I just petted him and I
me.
said goodnight to him all night.
Horses are aren't they just beautiful
fork.
creatures?
They were all cuddly too.
They're just beautiful. They're
And I will
beautiful.
say,
But I
I
said
sent
no.
Elliot a bunch of pictures because it was the most beautiful place. But we like got there and I was like, we want to see horses. And he's like, come into the stable. And I was like, come into the stable. And I was like, okay.
Come
And then,
into the stable.
and I was like, okay. So we went in there and it was just like all these sweet, angelic little soft, nuzzly things. And then all of a sudden this like white German shepherd like appears
Like
out.
an angel
Fuck.
dog.
Like a fucking dire wolf from Game of Thrones
Oh my
comes around,
God.
and then I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And he tore out Delman's jugular.
And then he just ate his dick
But
off.
the iPhone
right
X
there.
caught it in perfect detail.
Honestly, I did a slow mo, and so help me God, if it's not the best thing you've ever seen in your entire life. No, and then a tiny baby pup came that was the same white color, and I was like, this is.
No, that
And like
puppy
literally,
was-
like Delvin looked at me, and I was just like,
How cute
like
is that?
why are we?
It was too pure
living?
for this
It was
world.
too pure for this world. He kept eating horse poop, and it was the best.
The dog was eating horse
Yeah, I
poop?
loved it
All
because
right.
they're dogs, and they're just dogs.
I feel like that's how you get worms.
No, I think it's just like I mean, he's a farm dog. You know what I mean? It's one
He's
of
got
those like,
farm worms.
He's not. He's got farm worms, 100%.
Oh, that dog had worms.
100%.
And I
That
thought
dog's
you
got
said
worms.
it's a forum dog. Like it just goes online, he just gets on a bunch of
He's like,
forums, has a lot of intense
I don't know
opinions.
about you, but I did not appreciate the last season of The Office.
What if someone referred to themselves as a forum dog?
Oh, I'm a
kind of
forum
a
dog.
forum dog.
I'm a little bit of a forum dog.
I don't want to get
actually.
into it, but I'm on a forum. It's like,
Recently
I'm a forum dog.
divorced. Yeah, I haven't seen my kids for a while.
I got some screenshots of my when I first joined a lot of these forums. If you guys want to take a
Just
look.
got a
My positive
screenshot of a
ratings
forum?
far outweigh my negative ratings.
That being said, the only thing I did get super inspired to do besides move there and live there for the rest of my entire life, forever, was we saw the Northern Lights, and that was pretty cool.
You saw the Northern Lights?
Yeah.
Well, how was
cool.
it?
It was only like a 40% chance of seeing him or like a 35% chance of seeing him. So then we walked out there and they were there, and I was like, oh, this is insanely humbling. Like, it was one of those things where you're just like, fuck.
We are nothing.
And like also like you're with other people and they're like, it's cold, and I'm like, we're with the Northern Lights. Like,
Oh man,
we're not.
appreciating beauty around people who
Who are
don't
just,
have
like,
the
assholes?
capacity
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
appreciate
Can't.
beauty.
And
is,
I was like the asshole that was like singing a song like the whole time, and Don was like, why? And I was like, the Northern Lights, we're singing it, we're doing it, the Northern Lights, they're happening today.
I hope the other people in that moment were like, you know,
They all
not
were
being
just
able to
like,
appreciate
why?
beauty when I can appreciate beauty.
Lady from the
We're
truck
all
is
having
just
the same
behind you going,
thoughts.
Yeah, she can't believe all the musical notes.
But I did want to write, I was like, I'm going to write a musical about a divorcee coming to see the Northern Lights, because one of the places that we stayed at, there was this like duo, and I can't figure out their dynamic, but it seemed like two divorcee women that were like, fuck it, Pam, we're doing it.
gonna see the Northern Lights,
I love
Jessica.
And
it.
they were just
We didn't
so-
come all this way.
They were so intense. Like when we got back, did you see him? Did you see him? Were they out there? Were the Northern Lights out there? And we're like,
Wait,
oh,
they
yeah.
didn't go?
No.
That's the.
It was
What
the
a
most-
horse shit.
How do you get
thing.
that close
I
to
don't
the
know.
Northern
I know.
Lights?
But I think they went and they got tired. You know, we went and
we
we
fell
stayed in the
asleep.
snow. But that was my favorite thing. Is I was like, I want to write a divorcee the musical that's just like the Northern
Oh,
Lights.
the whole thing should be about them going to see the Northern Lights,
100%.
and then
And
they
then
get there
turning
and they
around.
fall asleep
Yeah. And they're
during the
doing
Northern
an Eat,
Lights,
Pray,
and they don't
Love
get to
thing
see it.
in Iceland, which is only
there's
just
a-
meat and cheese stew. Like,
Oh
There's,
yeah, you were telling us about
There's a
that.
sequel where they decide to go again, and then they sleep through the Northern Lights again, and they get up, and it's this really quick moving thing where they both get up on either side of the bed and they look at each other and they go, "We did it again!" And then they have to rush to the airport
Oh, no.
really
Oh,
quickly.
no. It's
and
just a
this time
John
they
Hughes
don't
film.
forget their
Home Alone
they don't forget their
2?
son.
Home Alone 2,
But then
100%.
you're not gonna believe it. The kid that needs batteries for his talk boy thing. And
Oh, this
so-
is totally Home Alone.
and-
yeah, I think it
yeah.
is actually now that I
Wait,
see.
Right, and
now
then
that
his
we
father
said-
is trampled by
Wait.
wildebeests in a
Focus.
canyon.
Ooh, now we're doing. Is that the Lion King?
I think it was Jumanji.
That was Jumanji too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Mhm.
Jumanji 2.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle. Oh.
I was gonna say you brought
I
some
brought back
candy.
some weird candy
Can
because I
we-
brought back a weird schnapps that you guys need to try. It's I don't know. It says Icelandic schnapps. Who knows? You know, like how they always have American bars that are like Budweiser and this.
Yeah.
It's like who knows if this is actually popular. But Delman and I had to get it because
There's a stick
it's
in it.
disgusting.
There's a stick in
Um,
it. Yeah.
That's
It's made out of birch trees and
so
it has a birch tree stick in it, and so you
Should we
guys
do
have
it
to
now?
try it. But
Let's do it after.
no, I think you have
Yeah.
to try it on
Hey,
camera.
don't be a pussy, Joe.
Yeah, why
Oh,
would you
don't
do
be
it
a
after?
pussy, Joe.
No, I'm not gonna do it now.
That seems like the objectively less fun
I would like
option.
to.
But you can try some of this crop.
We'll do candy.
It's called crop.
Can we try reading the ingredients on the back of that?
Oh
It
yeah.
says made in New Jersey. I'm just kidding. It doesn't. It just says it's
Just
made
the
in
stick.
Iceland, but this stick is made in New Jersey.
Horizons Verkiminu. Coco Horizons Cat I'm actually just making that up.
Can I read this in
Yep,
Icelandic?
yep,
Let me
yeah.
read this.
Yeah.
Distilled grain spirit flavored with Icelandic birch.
Got good stuff.
Thanks.
Done.
There you go. Bit dead. Cool,
Very
man.
interesting.
Tell us about the meat cream you were eating.
Steve
cream.
asked me as soon as we got back. He's like, "What was your favorite
What
thing
kind
you
of
ate?"
what kind of cool foods were there available in Iceland?
It's an island, so everything is imported, and so it's like it's not like
Ugh, and it's probably a lot of
necessarily-
seafood, huh?
tons, which is not my style. You know that.
Oh my god.
But also that being said, there was like a salmon thing that I got, and I was like, "This is the best salmon that I've ever had." Like it wasn't even whatever. How you doing? You gonna try it?
Yeah, is that okay?
We're gonna go.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
But I don't
This stuff's
want to.
weird.
You're sick though.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour it in something. I'm not gonna drink directly.
And pour it
out of
into your LaCroix.
That's a great
your
idea,
LaCroix.
Steve. I don't know why I didn't think about
Do it.
Pour it in
LaCroix,
You don't
sponsor
have
of
to,
the
though.
Valley
It looked like
Folk.
you were gonna get
Not
it.
yet.
Guys, please just talk amongst yourselves
Okay, we
purchase
can do that.
a moment.
Okay, yeah, bye.
Elliot, there's also a cute little. They're like shot glass versions of Solo cups up on the top
Oh, I
cover.
love
yeah.
those. Yeah, yeah.
This is fun. And
Steve,
not
I
bad.
think
You
you're
should try
really
that.
gonna like that.
This?
The crop, yeah.
Well, if there's any left.
That's good.
These are the things that I
like
found.
the little designs on here. It looks like it's got little balls.
Yeah, it does have balls.
Look at these little balls.
Well, they're puffy rice corn balls, buddy.
They crunch in your mouth.
They crunch in your mouth.
Hey Lee, what would you say was the general demeanor of the people?
Everyone's
there?
the kindest person alive. Everyone speaks fluent, aggressive English to the point where, like, you are like,
That's real good.
why am I trying to say anything? You're like, do you see? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Stop. Like, all of them are just like, please stop butchering. We speak perfect English. So kind, so nice, so wonderful. The Airbnb that we stayed at, that was the horse ranch. Like, I've never met kinder people that were so, like, literally, I told them, and I was like, these people feel like my family. Like, they feel like,
Aw.
That's
so
nice.
that's such a weird thing, because normally we've done a ton of Airbnbs, and you're like, oh, they're kind and they're nice, but that was one especially that I was like, I want to go back for the rest of my life to that place, and to just like, so I can talk to him, and so I can, because he was such a dreamer, and he did so many amazing things, and like, we went into like a barn of his, and he was like, oh, and we're like, what's under that? And he's like, oh, that's my drifter car. And we're like, I'm sorry, what? Like, he had a drifter car, he had a race car. It was like a bunch of weird shit that I was just in love with the guy.
Sounds like this guy's really trying hard to pick you up.
He's
like,
you know
I'm
what
just
it
a
is?
dreamer.
It sounds like
you know?
he's
Come out
fucking
to my
Delman
barn.
in 20 years. And Delman, of course, was like, brr. Like, I mean, he's like, we'll move to Iceland, we'll have horses. I was like, all right.
So
all
Delman
right.
stayed there.
He hasn't come back yet, and I don't know when he's gonna, guys.
I miss him.
I miss him.
Give it a go,
That's
Elliot.
great.
All right,
Give it a
guys.
go, buddy.
Here we go.
Let us know.
I don't know how good it's gonna be.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm having a little bit of Burker
Stevie.
snaps
Can
from
I have this
Icelandic
stick?
birch.
Yeah, of course you can have
I
the
want
stick.
this stick.
It smells sweet. So here we go.
Here we
What
go.
am I? Okay.
I don't know how good
What do you
it's
got,
gonna.
baby? He's drinking
Elliot's
it. He's
also
drinking it.
always doing a real good shot of it.
Wow.
Did it do it?
It 100% tastes like really nice wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it
Not like
legitimately-
bad wood, like nice wood.
Yeah,
No,
like you
like
eat you
delicious
ate
wood?
a birch.
Yeah.
It tastes like birch.
Like you might have went
No,
out
it's
into a
made
birch
from a
forest
birch.
and give a
And-
tree a
Christmas tree.
lick.
Tastes a
Can
little
you
bit
tell
like
the
a
difference
sap of a
between
Christmas tree? Yeah.
Birch and cedar and oak.
How do you revere wood?
I
Where
almost
you-
said mahogany, but I felt like since it is called birch, I should
You should
stick.
probably go with
I'm like,
birch.
yeah, that's where my head was at. But
Because it is birch.
Yeah.
right, do you want to? It's really good. You should.
Oh,
Hold.
was that?
Steve,
Real?
that was a fart that sounded honestly like a bird trying to escape your butthole.
That was bad.
Oh, can I talk about birds getting escaped real fast for a second?
Yeah, of
A
course.
quick story before we dive into our little
Fuck,
topics.
Steve.
So you guys know I
Hold
did
on.
this.
I'm sorry. I can't think straight.
Oh, is it bad?
No, I might vomit on.
Steve.
It's got to be
Steve.
bad because the thing that made that sound is not.
That was
good.
like a. That was like
Possible.
you.
It smells like
Honestly,
when you know
though-
when you poop and the poop comes out of the toilet and it smells like the poop is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am right here. I'm the poop now.
Man,
Oh,
Steve, that
man.
was like a cat was purring and you got it mid purr.
Oh, no, you don't get to do that, Rip Taylor. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
You don't get to laugh your way out of this
Yeah.
one. Sarah goes
Get
on.
out
There's no
of here.
zaniness that gets you out of fart smells.
Do you guys remember that one clown that just shit himself and then made a bunch of noises?
Yeah,
what a
Steve
nightmare he
Zaragoza.
was.
He was known for a funny Icelandic accent he would do sometimes.
All the other clowns wouldn't let him back in the car
No.
when the act was over. He had to walk
Never.
home. All right. Well, thanks, Lee.
Yeah, that's really
It
fun.
was
Lee.
great. I had a great time. Loved it.
I had a thought about a bird escaping, and this is going to be the one story I'm going to tell about my particular trip. I've been in Boston for the past few days. Wonderful time, wonderful show, wonderful people. Went to a thing called NACA, which is the National Association for Campus Activities, I think, which is a thing where you perform for people, and hopefully they bring you to your college and all that fun stuff. It was a lot
Give
of
me an
fun.
example of some campus activities.
You are not going to believe the amount of balloon animal people that were there. And
Really?
I knew.
Oh,
They were
oh
like,
my
there's going to be
God.
some comedians for sure. And they're like, but you're going to be going up against
Wow.
contortionists. You're going to be going up against
Contortionists.
magicians and balloon activists. Or balloon
Activists.
they might as well have been.
We must
stop
the
Yeah.
blowing of balloons.
I have a dream.
40,000
Pro
balloons go to
balloons.
space every year. We must stop this now.
Oh,
Mylar, what can seem like a fun birthday gift is actually detrimental to society.
Balloons aren't animals. Stop turning them into animals.
Imagine if we took your bones out and filled you with helium.
You're not far off. Like it's there's definitely a lot of people who are very passionate about it. And I got there the first day, and my agent took me to lunch, and he was like, "What do you want to do after you check in?" And I was like, "To be quite frank with you, I have nothing to do besides a little bit of stand-up." I was like, I would love to grab a drink. And so we did that for a while.
Well, you were in Boston. You should have gone to Boston Market.
We should have gone to Harvard
Somebody
Yard.
said that, yeah.
Who said that?
Somebody on Twitter said go
Okay.
to Boston Market. That's pretty funny.
Was it you?
Doing Boston. Holy crap, love Boston. Anyway, I'm at the show, and there's a performer that goes up before me, also named Elliot something or other, and he's a magician.
Here comes the
And
warm-up
he
act.
has a thing. And he's like 3 acts before me, and I'm watching him, and he takes these doves, and it's a crowd full of like 700
just
college students.
Crushes
And he crushes. He kind of does, yeah. So he takes the doves and he takes, he covers them with a silk thing, and then they go "Wah," and they're gone.
Oh, it's like the Prestige.
It's like the Prestige, yeah. And then all of a sudden, there's something out of the thing, and a parrot. He turns the doves into a parrot. But here's the thing. The parrot didn't want to be there. And so the parrot flew away and went up.
It flew away! That's fucking amazing! Because he spent so much money on that.
So the parrot, but it's an auditorium. So the parrot goes
How
up.
do they get that fucking parrot back?
So the parrot goes up to the rafters.
Guys, it's all part of the act.
It's all part of the act.
Oh my god.
And then
He's like, never coming back! Never coming back! Finally free! Finally free!
set the balloons free. He's also a balloon actor.
No more magic!
It's a balloon activist. And so he has a side job.
He
But
does.
he goes up there, and so the magician finishes his thing, and everyone's like, that was incredible. And then the
Also,
host
where's the
comes out.
parrot?
The host comes out, and he starts talking, and all of a sudden you just hear squawk, 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 and the parrot from above the stage wouldn't shut up. And at this point, I'm like, oh, no. I was
Dude,
like,
squawk
I
through your
would
whole-
love that
It
if
was-
that happened during my
it was
stand-up.
but I know I said that. I was like, leave it. I was like, I would love to go out there when the parrot. But at the same time, I was
my
like,
God.
also, I don't want it to happen. So anyway,
Did you bring out all your
This
parrot
is-
routines? Your parrot jokes?
They've been working on all those parrot jokes
I
for
had
a
my
long
note
time.
card. I was like, parrot joke, yeah.
Yeah,
Time,
cockatiel,
he just starts rolling through.
Cockatiel. What's going on with the? What's the
the deal
difference?
with
Who knows?
Cockatiel, cockaboo, I can't tell the difference.
Where'd that birdie all go?
So the magician then, I'm like, well, surely he has a way to get this bird back in
Oh,
the
God.
cage. He gets on a ladder and he
No.
takes his hand
A ladder.
and he's like literally 6 feet higher than where he was, and he just goes, hey, come.
Persephone, please.
He just starts doing.
No
And
way.
I took a video and I sent it to Mike, and I was like, dude, you're not gonna believe whatever
Please
simulation
tell me you
I'm
have
living.
this video.
I have it's a very short video,
man, oh my
but I can
God.
show. I can give you the general idea.
I mean,
It's also
you
like
It shows.
up.
First of all, they put the
You can't
camera
make it
on the
up.
bird, so you can see the parrot in the
parrot's
in the
like,
screen.
Fuck you.
And
I'm
then-
not coming back. He's just looking. I'm like,
dude,
no.
do you know if he ever got the bird back?
So there's more to the story.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
There's more.
shit.
So here's.
So
you get the birds
Is there
up
an
here.
audience in there? At
You're gonna
this
have to
point?
pass
Oh,
that
I'm sorry.
around.
So at this point, they cleared out 700 people from the auditorium. They
Because
took
of the
audi-
bird?
to get the
to
bird.
get the bird out because they were like, the
Bullshit.
bird is too afraid of the people, so they took an entire audience and kicked them
Wait,
out.
no
This-
offense.
oh, hold
magician,
on a second.
but
So
if
it was
the
good-
bird's
good
too
vibe for
afraid of the
stand-up.
people, maybe you shouldn't be there.
maybe
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I was the magician, I would have
So-
been like, now I'll make the whole audience disappear. Please leave. I need to get my parrot.
Come on, Persephone.
And now, for a moment, leave for 5 to
For
10
my
minutes.
next trick, everyone
God,
leave.
how
So,
long did that
To
take
explain, yeah, it took about 5 minutes,
to get
surprisingly.
700 people out?
Yeah, it was amazing. So this is what you're seeing. This is the
Jesus
back
Christ.
of the stage. That's
How
the front
many
of the
people
stage.
didn't come back, you think?
A lot.
Yeah.
It went great.
Oh,
And so
hell
that's
yeah.
the TV. That's the projector with the parrot on it.
Oh my God, I love it
And
so
then
much.
And then I felt bad for filming, so this only lasts a second. But you can see, and then you're gonna pan over, and you're gonna see the best that this guy can do.
Please let me have it. I need it closer.
The pan over is my favorite
He's
because
so sad about his parrot. Look at this clip. I
Oh my
fucking
God.
love it
Oh my
so
God. But also,
much.
like, he's not high. He's not that high. He's
No.
just-
man.
Oh, and then at one point when the
and he's
bird,
nowhere near it.
when the
He's
parrot,
like, come on.
when it didn't work for like a
Come on.
solid 2 minutes, he just goes, huh, okay, and he goes up one more rung on the ladder.
Let me
Elliot,
see
one beautiful camera work. That is
Really?
some.
That
Yeah,
that's
it's
some
really
comedy.
good.
Some
Good
beautiful
comedy.
camera
We're going to
work.
show this on the video version of this. And 2, look at the friend holding the dude's ankle on the ladder.
No way. He's just making sure he's safe.
That poor guy. That poor
Don't
poor
fall.
guy.
You are 13 feet in the air. Don't you dare fall.
This is your end.
He's also going.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Look
basically.
at the guy grabbing
Elliot,
his
what
ankle,
happened?
though.
What happened?
So anyway,
What
they kicked the performers out then
Also,
after that,
no
and they got
offense,
the bird
this
back, and everything was
magician
happening.
looks
And
like a
then they
giant
loaded the entire
douchebag.
audience back in, and
And that guy got invited to every
Yeah.
single college.
I think
Look at this guy. Look, this guy zoomed in. No, I mean I don't want to say.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He looks
So-
like a guy that would bring a parrot into an
It
auditorium.
was
But he
a-
looks like a guy that
Bring
would
a
bring a
parent
parent
into
into
If
an
I
Yeah,
saw
that's
him walk,
amazing.
yeah, it was definitely the most NACA thing because they
Oh
were
my
like, well,
God.
weird things can happen. I was like, we'll see, and
oh
then
my god.
People liked your routine?
that happened. It was fine. I was sick, so I didn't feel great about it. But
Did
the
you
next
say-
night went great?
Was your opening line? Well, I would have done my parrot stuff too, but it died on the flight over here.
No, the act that went before me was like a diversity not blah
Diversity
blah, but like a
showcase?
diversity like
Blah blah.
artistic, like really weird interpretive dance, and
Ooh.
I was like, I was like looking around, I was like, I can't make fun of them, and
so
so
this was like a talent show.
it was,
Yeah.
and but with very talented people, just very high
attention,
variety.
but-
Oh my
I like the
God.
idea of the guy that was going after you, watching the parrot guy, and then being all pissed off because he stole his exact routine.
I know. Yeah.
He's like, my parent was gonna leave me too.
Up to the parrot leaving. Yeah.
He stole my ladder bit.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say if he ever got the parrot back?
Yeah, they cleared out all the performers, and then
my
they cleared
God.
after they cleared out the audience, and then
And they
like
shot
10
the
minutes
bird.
later- yeah,
That's all we can
Tranked
do.
him.
and they shot him. Yeah,
They tranked him good.
bird's dead. Yeah, but came back out and they're like, the bird is safe. We're gonna begin the show again. We're gonna
Oh
reset the
my
mood, and we'll go. And I'm like, okay.
Wait,
And-
did they let the guy do it again?
No, no,
Okay,
no, God,
thank
no.
God.
Can you imagine?
I know. It's like,
He's like,
I swear I will let him go this time.
He just got like a belt wrapped
Give me
around
one
him.
more chance for my parrot bit. One more chance.
So when
Yeah.
I cut off his wings, he won't fly away this time.
In fairness, the guy's magic was amazing.
He's drunk.
Well,
It
there
was
you go.
just the one part where his parrot flew away and then
parrot
squawked
didn't wanna be
nonstop.
there.
Man. What a
Anyway,
great routine.
Yeah, it was fun. So, what's going on with you
Oh my
guys? What are we
God.
doing?
Good story. Steve, what you got, buddy?
Well, I just wanted to like nerd out a little bit about my love of Disneyland,
Oh,
which I don't
this
really
guy.
get to like make a meal out of
Awesome.
on my stuff because I don't know. There's so many specific things. Like Mike doesn't like talking about Disneyland on Dynamic
Well, do
Banter.
you think it's because you're an adult?
No, not at all. I mean, Walt said it was for adults and children. As a matter of fact,
No, I feel
he
like-
built Disneyland because there wasn't a place for adults to also have a fun time with their kids, Lee.
And because he hated Jewish
Oh
people.
no, I just meant
And because he hated
yeah,
Jews.
100% hated Jews.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And trash. There's so many trash cans.
Oh, he
around.
hated
He
trash.
hated trash.
He hated it. That's why he didn't want it in L.A. He wanted it in Orange County.
Yeah.
But no, I just love Disneyland so much, and I've been watching a lot of like YouTube, like Disneyland documentaries.
Wow.
And like some of my favorite things are the people that like love Disneyland but aren't like hosts or like I mean, okay, for example, like I clicked on this video that was like the history of animatronics at Disneyland, and basically it was like the guy was like you hit play on the video and he goes welcome to the history of animatronics at Disneyland. Walt Disney imagined birds, but and then it would cut to a clip and like, dude, it's like Owen and I were watching it together. It was really something. At one point, he said, "True fact, Walt Disney admitted that he had designed animatronics for entertainment."
What is this that you saw this at Disney?
It was on
No, it's on
YouTube. It was
YouTube.
Oh, I would love to see
someone
that.
made a video.
It was just
and
an
it was like-
indoor kid doing a documentary.
I
about
mean, it was an
Disneyland.
adult for sure.
Also, like true
An
fact.
indoor kid. Yeah, no, I just love it. They're like, Oh, so that's why Walt made animatronics
For entertainment.
For entertainment.
You really liked animatronics.
Fun fact. I
Share
like the idea of
them
that
with
being a
the
fun
people.
fact.
I know it's a fun fact, and
You're
it's
not gonna
true. It's
believe
a
it.
true fact. But anyway, I always go down the rabbit hole of like cool Disney stuff online, and I like to watch like the other Disney parks like Tokyo and Disney Sea.
The
Tokyo
Tokyo
Disney,
Disney is like no joke.
because it's not actually owned by Disney.
No, I
It's
auditioned
like-
for a Tokyo Disney thing years ago.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and I got really, really close to being Alice, but
I'm glad you
Aw.
didn't, because
thank
we
you,
would have
that's very
lost you.
sweet.
We would've lost you to
also,
Tokyo
the reason
Disney.
why is because I couldn't dance, and they had like so many choreographers that were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, and like they were ruthless. They were like, "Get out of here!" Just, like,
We don't
"Get
like
out
your
of here."
Yeah, they
type here
take it
at
really
Tokyo
seriously.
Disney.
Like,
Mickey
they
doesn't
literally
like
was
your tap
"Leave."
shoes.
And I like was the asshole that everyone else had dance shoes on, and I was like, Converse, like, hi.
Converse are good, right? No, I love Disney so much, and that Tokyo Disney Sea is such a cool. I want to go someday, but
What's your favorite ride at Disney?
oh baby, you just open up a book.
Oh.
And
Can
you're
I
on
tell
the
you mine?
first page?
Can I get your
We
thoughts on
asked
mine?
Steve's.
I was just asking if I could share my favorite
Trying to,
thing.
did you try to usurp
course.
the moment?
I just wanted to
Yeah,
throw
you
mine.
can.
There's an array of
Can
his.
I-
I thought
We
he'd
still
have
don't know
some
what the bridge of that
interesting.
song
I'm sorry. Do you
is.
want?
Feed
I'm
that.
sorry. Are you asking me to?
I was just trying to add to the conversation.
You're asking me
my personal
to award excitement, of course.
Thank you.
That's very nice of you.
The Philharmonic is my favorite. The,
Mickey's Philharmonic.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've never
okay.
done that. Have you
Never
ever
done
done
Hold
that?
on.
What is that?
Isn't it Philharmagic?
Philharmagic, excuse me.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
okay. I think Owen and I watched
Oh no, you're gonna ruin it.
a video of it. Is
the
it
Philharmagic?
okay?
Have you not been?
No, because
It's in Disney World.
it's
I
at
don't know if
Disney
there's-
World.
I don't know if there's a Disneyland.
Okay,
version.
let me
No,
ask you
there's
if
none
this
at
is what it
Disneyland.
is.
We don't like that crap at Disneyland.
Let me ask you if this is what it is, and then I'm sorry if I have to shit on it.
Oh no!
Oh,
Is
no,
it- is it-
That's Elliot's favorite.
I thought you were going to reward his
How
excitement.
you
I know.
can't not. You
Okay. Well,
can't
like, look,
dislike
look.
it.
Here, let's
Hold
go.
on.
Let's go. What is it?
Is it a show where?
Wait, okay, first of all, if you describe any Disney ride, it sounds insane.
Okay, I'll do my best to not make
It's
this
like
sound
you're
insane.
in a boat, but it's not that much water, and you go through a bunch of
It's like a
little
boat, it's not a
puppets.
boat.
Well, nothing can be crazier than Ellen's Energy Adventure. Have you been on that at Epcot?
No, I
It's
haven't.
gone now, unfortunately, but we had a whole bit on Dynamic Banter where like I wanted to have a Dynamic Banter meetup at Ellen's Energy Adventure. And it's just basically like a fucking 53-seat car that just becomes a car. Like it's a theater that becomes this gigantic, impossible car.
What
And
show
it just
is
goes
this?
through this massive showroom with like dinosaurs and shit. It's basically like the railroad train in Epcot, but it's like it teaches you all about like where energy comes from.
Dinosaurs died and they turned into the.
Yeah, and then it talks about like
oil?
broadcast radio and
Yeah.
shit. It's real weird. Anyway, is it a show where like
I feel self-conscious.
it's okay, it's okay because
You're
look,
just sharing
look,
a part
I'm
of
gonna-
yourself.
Listen,
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the
favorite?
doubt because look, is it a show
God.
where Mickey is a conductor?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
And all the Disney characters are playing instruments together.
yeah,
And then like
he
there's
loses his hat.
wait, and then there's wait. Is he a robot or is it 3D?
No,
Okay, good.
3D.
It's not the same one.
Okay, great.
Not the same one.
It's
Great,
3D,
great,
and then
great,
it,
great,
it
great.
blasts you with
I
like
never got to see
blueberries
it.
during the Beauty and the Beast. It's 3D, and it's got scents and the
So
typical
that's like
3D.
the
Oh, it's one of those
Soaring over
4D
California.
rides.
It's like the
4D.
Soaring
Well, it's not
over
actually a
California.
ride; it's a show.
Yeah, it's a show, but I think it's
Yeah.
a great ride for getting you in the spirit when you go to Disney World because it's like that perfect thing to remind you about all those beautiful songs and all those wonderful characters.
Yeah, no, you're
my God,
absolutely
you
right,
did it.
and I love it, and I
Elliot,
agree
I
with
just
you.
felt you wilt in front of me.
I
No,
love.
no,
I
no,
also
Elliot.
happen to enjoy
his,
Disney.
because of Steve, but now I watched you
Oh,
grow
oh,
again.
yeah.
Yeah,
came
no,
back.
we're back because
like
that's
the
totally not
rose
the one I'm thinking of.
in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my god,
That was Steve's version of being a schoolyard bully.
It really was.
Like you were afraid that he was about to reel back
I
and
wasn't
punch you in the
gonna-
face.
I was ready,
Well,
but
I
I
wasn't
was
gonna
like,
bully him, but I was definitely gonna talk about how this specific ride was absolutely, or this show was absolutely insane. So Owen and I watched a video of it, and it's like that, but these are animatronics. These are like all robots.
I love it. I
and
miss
it's like
it.
right, and it's like Mickey conducting, and like all these like balloons on the bass and shit, and like all these Disney characters are there, and then like
Like in costume? Like the
No,
fur
they're like
characters?
robots.
All of them
they're,
are robots?
They're all
This is
animatronics.
this is Disney's version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then they go down into the stage, and then like a whole new scene from like a Disney movie comes up, and like Alice is there, and the flowers are there, and Alice sings a song. But here's the thing: it was the most low energy thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like the robots are moving like this, and it's like, and it's all the super dramatic Disney songs too. So it's like. You can learn a lot of things from the flowers. And it was like, and it's like Snow White going, nah, or no, it's Alice going, nah, 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 nah. And everyone in the audience is just like, dude, and it like, Owen and I watched it. It was like torture.
Aren't all those kind of animatronic things, though? I think I'm realizing
They're
that
all
they're
very
all
terrifying.
and very low energy. It's hard to make a robot
it's
like
not necessarily true.
pop,
I mean, there are some that have limited movement that
the
are
new ones are
The
amazing.
new ones are absolutely amazing. Like there's the Ursula in the Little Mermaid ride at California Adventure is
Yeah,
like
Enjoy
she's
that Little
terrifying.
Mermaid
it's
ride.
a great ride. It's just a
Dude,
fun little
Unless you
slow
have a
romp.
3-year-old niece that literally in one day I went on it 17 times.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
a
guess
little
that could be a
It
lot.
got real dark, and
I've
she was
got a-
like, "This one again," and I was like, "You're
I get it though. It's
a full-blown
magical.
demon."
You get to be a
You don't
part of
go to
the
Disney
world.
with
the
kids.
Part of
under
the
the
world.
sea
Part of that world.
and part
Part
of
of
her
your world.
world.
You
Yeah.
get to be part of her world. But also they skip like on so many things. Like it literally is like, and then kiss the girl, and then we're married, and you're like, no, Ursula's died. Ursula,
She got
full dead.
impaled by
She
a
got
boat.
Well, it's
impaled.
interesting because a
A Triton went into her.
Really?
That's
I
what a
haven't-
lot of the Disney
I don't
rides
remember.
do. They just kind of
Yes.
like they really sum things up so fast.
So
like
fast.
I think it's
Mr.
like
they have
Toad's-
to.
Well, Mr.
I mean, yeah,
Toad's
there's not
Wild
enough time,
Ride.
but like Little Mermaid is so disjointed.
Yes.
It's like you're seeing Kiss the Girl, and then the next thing you know, Ursula's dead.
It
And the
literally
next
is
scene, you're like,
like-
what the fuck happened?
It literally is like, look at this stuff. Ah, kiss the girl. Whoa, whoa, ba da da da.
Yeah,
And you're
part
like,
of
what is
your
happening?
world. Yeah.
Like
That's
all
how-
the animatronic stuff is awesome, and the visuals are great, and the newer the rides are, the more impressive the animatronics and the visuals are. But I'm always astounded by the sound design in those things.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
they're
Because
always
you will be
crazy.
listening to Kiss the Girl,
Yes.
it'll be like, get the girl, oh, whoa, and you will go right into the
Oh,
next
yeah.
song.
Yes.
But it, like the
Yeah.
way they design the audio is that it's seamlessly
perfect.
you stop hearing
Perfect.
it,
It's
but the people
perfect.
behind
Yeah.
you are still hearing
I
it.
know.
It's amazing.
Do you do this number? Do you go? Do you ever
Yeah.
look at them? I do
Big
that in
time.
Haunted
I do it
Mansion
a
a lot.
lot.
Dude, I love it. One of my favorite things is when a ride stops and you get to just like stare at the
Yes.
animatronics and just go like, this is a fucking modern marvel.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
like
Modern
modern marvel.
Marvel.
This is just, it's just amazing.
Have you ever gotten stuck on? I got stuck on Space Mountain one time.
No, I'm
when it shut
terrified
down.
of getting stuck
I
on
did
Space
get
Mountain.
stuck on Space Mountain once, and it was the real deal. It
It's
was
crazy.
the real deal.
I've always
the
wanted
Star
to get
Wars
stuck
one
on
is really
Indy.
dope. Like just the animatronics. Growing
Which
up
one?
with the
Star Tours?
Star Tours.
Yeah.
because
Star
like they
Tours.
had,
He's
you
got
know, he's like,
C-3PO
oh,
up
look, C-3PO's
there,
up there, and he's
and-
just
yeah.
crushing it.
Yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
makes all your hopes and dreams come true.
I just love it. I love Disneyland so
But
much.
what
and
was your
I,
favorite
Well,
ride?
I always want to. My favorite ride. It's always a toss up between Haunted Mansion and Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones gets me every
Indy's
single
just
time.
like a perfect
Indiana
ride.
Jones is
perfect
my
ride.
favorite.
It's just it's
my favorite, too.
The theming, the music, it's just everything.
From
It's such
like
a perfect.
You're at the 2-hour mark in the line, and you're
Yeah.
still in the world. Like
Yeah.
the design
yeah,
of the
you're
line struck,
completely
like
in it.
it's
Yeah.
great. That the only problem with it is how often it breaks down. That's
I
it.
know it does
Yeah.
break down a lot, but you know what's cool about when it breaks down is you just wait around the corner for a few seconds, and then when it opens up, inevitably minutes after it's broken down, you get to run through the line. And be
Fun
like the
fact
first
though,
people
it
on.
never actually breaks down because of mechanical failures. There's a fucking parrot in there, just flying everywhere.
And then a
there's an
guy
Indy- yeah.
talks to him, "Hey,
And Indy's
hey,
there, 20 feet away.
Please come back.
God, R.I.P. Let's go
Jesus.
music.
Hey, I got it. Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
Okay,
know
so
what my
anyway.
favorite
Oh,
one
you don't know
is.
what your favorite ride is?
I think I do. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my earliest memories.
You know what? Owen came up with an interesting thing about Pirates of the Caribbean that
Yeah.
I'd never thought of. In this,
It's really, really misogynistic. It's incredibly.
can you shut your mouth for a second?
They're
'Cause Owen
fucking
thought of
buying
something.
women.
Yeah, no. I mean, even that. Well, they changed that, by the way. That's
I know,
different
thank
now. Now it's the
God.
women chasing the men, and it's a woman captain
Exhausting.
pirate that's like leading the charge
It's
there.
fine.
Anyway, so Owen was. We were talking about how, like, in this documentary I was watching, Walt called it Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh.
Oh my.
And I think
Oh my god.
we've been saying it wrong.
Oh, I know we have.
forever.
I've said Caribbean in every other thing.
Yeah.
It's
But I
the
always say
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Whoever says
I
Caribbean about anything?
I've always kind of liked that though. Like I know I've always felt like it's different from every other pronunciation of Caribbean, but I like it being Pirates of the Caribbean. I just think there's something about
why
that
have
that
we
sounds
always called
swashbuckling.
it that though?
I have no idea, but I don't mind it. Like I think it's wrong, but I like it.
I
And
think
Walt also pronounced pirates parats.
Parats and
Yeah.
Paretta.
You should see how he pronounced Jewish people.
It's not the
Not at
same.
all. He wouldn't have it in his
They
mouth.
wouldn't even.
No.
But yeah, it's interesting. Like we should be calling it Pirates of the Caribbean. Of
So,
the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, I'm a big indie fan, and Haunted Mansion gets me too good. I don't know. I get scared.
I love it.
But
Haunted
Oh,
Mansion.
it gets you. It
Amazing.
makes you a little spooked.
it gives me a
Ooh.
spook down, man.
I have a controversial opinion about that. You're a bad man.
You're
Something's
disgusting.
wrong down there.
My opinion on the Haunted Mansion is thus: I think it's way more enjoyable during Christmas and Halloween time when they do
When they do the haunted holiday.
yeah, it's amazing. They pump it full of gingerbread. There's more to look at. It's kind of naked to
It's
me.
really cool.
During normal operating
I've
hours.
never been there during those times.
Oh, you gotta go. It's magical.
I'll go.
It's very
Mickey's
magical.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is one of the most amazing things
It
that
is
Disney's
so
ever done.
wonderful.
They
I
hand
will-
out free cookies and free hot
Oh,
chocolate
God.
the entire
Really?
night.
Wonderful.
Parrot
It's
for everybody.
incredible.
Everybody gets a parrot.
It's the most
Everybody-
you and Delman would have a great time. It's so romantic. It's amazing.
When's the last time you went to Disneyland, baby
I
girl?
went last year with
Intertwine
my
your
niece,
fingers in
and it
mine.
was the only thing that's different is that like when you
Please.
do go with kids, it's horrible.
It is a nightmare. I never want
Because
it. I never want it.
She's also a full-blown demon, so that's something that people should know.
Just
she's
like her
also
father.
the person that you like go come back, and she's like, I'm gonna run through Gator Town, and you're like, fuck.
Damn, not again.
Literally, she's the kid that like is running through cars, and you're like,
fuck
she's
it.
not mine. I had to say she's not mine 15 times that day. I was like, she's not mine.
She's not mine,
I get
sorry.
her twice a year, so I can't, rein it in.
It's
Minimal
certainly-
influence.
It's certainly
Yeah.
two different experiences going with kids and going
Yeah.
just as adults.
I remember
you're
as
crapping
adults,
your
you're-
pants.
Yeah, he just. I
constantly.
mean, like,
in my
here's the thing that really honestly disturbs me about it, Steve. It's not that you're pooping your pants at the table. What really
That's not
offends me
disturbing?
about it, no,
I'm so
is
glad
that
I'm
you
over here
always
this
try and maintain eye contact with one of us.
Yeah.
I do. You're
you
right.
don't look away.
You're
like
right.
my dog looks away when he shits. Okay, but you will literally look at us and go.
You know what they call that? Perversion.
Well, no, it just means I'm scared. I
It's
need
a
to. I need
naturally
to.
perverse
No,
nature.
that's what it means. It means that he's scared
I'm
and he wants you to
scared.
protect him.
Please, I just
All
need.
right?
I need you to tell me it's gonna be okay.
No.
Hug me
Then
while
why
my
do you look
body-
so confident the entire time?
Because I'm an old hand.
Yeah, why
at
is
it.
every fart a bit? Every single one.
Well, my Disney stuff was gonna actually lead into
Oh, wow, okay.
what your favorite Disney movie
Ooh,
is.
well, that's a little bit
Ooh.
more palatable for the people at home that have never
Yeah,
been to
who have
Disneyland.
maybe
That's
never been to
true.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
But I love Disneyland so much, and I've always wanted to start like a Disneyland podcast, but I just can't.
But you
'cause
have
I
7 other
12.
ones.
But
I
anyway,
think
favorite
it's
Disney
a-
movie, quick.
animated?
Let's stick.
Sure.
Let's stick with
Let's
animated.
stick with
Okay,
animated. Yeah.
Well, I
It's
gotta go
Looney
with my
Tunes.
gut. I have to go with my gut, honestly, and I have to say Beauty and the Beast because I watched it
Oh.
900 times
great
growing
movie.
up.
It
And
really
she's
is.
the
It was so,
hottest
and I didn't go with Pixar.
You think
I
Belle's
might
the
agree.
hottest?
I think I
Really?
might
agree.
Really?
She's smart. She's smart, man.
She loves
really,
books.
What
It
about
really loved
my
the
God,
one in
she's
Hercules?
Megara is one of my favorites, and that as an adult,
that
like
personality.
as
Another
I
good
get
choice.
older,
And
she
Jasmine's
was a
so-
genuine. Jasmine's fine,
Jasmine's
but
good.
as I got older, I loved Megara because she was the
Nala.
first like person that was like, "Oh hell yeah, what
That
are you,
Mama
nuts?
Dalmatian.
What about that
Ooh.
fucking woman
Oh,
Fawkes
I did
from
love
Robin Hood?
101 Dalmatians. I loved it.
God dang it,
I
Steve.
know. He's just no, I loved
We
that.
interrupted you, Lee. What were you saying?
Beauty and the Beast. That's it.
Yeah. It's a really good one.
John?
And 101 Dalmatians is fucking great too. I
101
forget about-
Dalmatians is good.
But I'm not going Pixar. I'm only going Disney animated because if we do Pixar, then that's a totally different journey.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
sure,
different
sure. It's up.
conversation.
Yeah,
but-
Pixar's kind of in a category. It's all
I
its
think it
own.
has to be.
We'll do that on another one.
I might
Joe?
have a fringe answer because of that. I will say the two that I enjoyed the most and went back to constantly were Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, it's great.
Same.
A little underrated, I feel like, in
It's
the
very
in the Disney
underrated. Yeah.
zeitgeist, and total left field, but I think at one time was my favorite and still
Angels
might
in
be.
the outfield.
Brother Bear.
Loved that. Goofy movie.
Oh yeah.
Great
I didn't
choice.
know that was in the thing.
Oh, it's in the running.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's different classes, so it's hard to
Goofy
know.
was
It's like gold and silver.
Classic, like you got to go classics, the ones that they're like back in the vault.
Right.
I just
There's
rewatched
that
Goofy
one.
movie with
It's
a bunch
so
of friends.
good.
It's so good.
the music it rivals the music of every other
really
Disney
does.
movie. You just forget about
Do you
it.
know who Hector Navarro is?
I do not.
He's an amazing host and
Hey.
very great guy. He's a Nerdist boy. He's a very funny, intelligent comic superhero, awesome dude. But he also loves Disney stuff. He has this really cool idea for a Goof Troop revamping of Splash Mountain into the Goofy movie ride.
That's fun.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
That's a great
it's
idea.
such a cool idea because I mean, kids probably come off of Splash Mountain and they're like, "What the fuck
What?
did? Well, who were any of those
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
characters?"
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea.
Above the ground, even if I gotta shout out loud, tonight is the only place you see. I'm gonna.
Dude, that's not even the best one, though.
You like Eye to Eye?
Of course.
Yeah, it's so good.
If
That-
we lived into each other's arms, we'd find it never too far apart. And maybe there's a reason why you're the first time ever we're seeing it eye to eye.
the big lady comes out. She's like,
Whatever.
Oh, and Goofy's into her. Remember, he goes into the dressing room and he's like,
Dude,
"Go."
it's such a good father-son road trip
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, and
Yeah.
it's so sad.
Dude, it really is.
when
What
he's trying to
happened?
connect with his son,
Yeah.
it's so sad.
Great.
I'm like I have to change. It's not Beauty and the Beast. It's 100%. I saw a Goofy movie 900 times. But also, guys, what happened to Max's mom?
I know. I think
we
she
talk
I think she
about
died.
it?
They talk
Goofy
about
murdered
it.
her.
Oh God, Goofy murdered
It was
her.
an
She's in
accident.
the backyard.
He goofed.
There's great physical comedy in the damn thing. Like, it's always amazing when a Disney movie or any kind of
Yeah,
animated
but
thing
Max
can
is
do-
such a shithead. Like, you watch it as an
He's a
adult, and you're like,
teenager. You're a
man.
shithead
I
as a
know,
teenager.
I know. But it's like, I
You're still a
totally
shithead.
feel
Yeah,
for
he didn't have a mom.
I know, but I totally feel
You
for.
literally shit
I
on
feel
us
for-
during
Yeah.
this podcast.
I'm gonna bet you anything. Max wouldn't look his friends in the eyes while he shit his pants.
But it's like you watch it now, and you're like, obviously he comes around.
We
but
like Max more than you.
Side note,
my
I will
friends
say,
like a fictional character more than they like me.
I do feel good about Pauly Shore being in it.
He was amazing.
Too.
There is,
I
Yeah,
feel
it's
really
really
good
good.
about him being in that.
Oh, we
Yeah.
were talking about like princesses we were attracted to. I was attracted to the
Oh,
love
yeah,
interest.
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
She's
Roxanne.
so hot.
Roxanne.
Danny
Yeah.
Danny Fernandez did one.
She
one
does-
time.
and she looks
did-
exactly
she did
like her, yeah.
Roxanne
She
one
killed
time,
it.
and I was like, God damn, like I get it.
She nails it. Yeah.
But there's great physical comedy in it. The Bigfoot part where
Oh, yeah.
so
he's just in the
great.
background
With the
he's doing
underwear and
dance.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay,
Wow, I just
Elliot?
have images of that
Real
movie.
quick, what's your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite movie that a Disney character has appeared in would, of course, be my favorite movie of all time, which is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's a
that's
good
wonderful.
choice. It's
My-
a little
my
bit. I don't know if it
proper-
counts.
I
but
know
it's
exactly.
Really good.
So, but a proper answer would be, I just love The Lion King.
Lion
I
King's
love
also
it.
very, very,
I-
very good.
It brings me back to my childhood, and I think it's a beautiful film.
Well, also it's Hamlet.
Not to piggyback, but I also very much love Who
They're
Framed Roger
they're
Rabbit.
lions. It's in my top 5 favorite movies.
Very
ever.
much love Emperor's New Groove.
It is good.
Very much love Lilo and Stitch a lot.
I don't.
That's a curveball, buddy.
Really, you don't like Lilo and Stitch?
No, I say every day to Dumb, and I go, Ohana means
Ohana
home.
means
Ohana
family.
means family. Ohana means home. I do it every day. And
It's
he
cute.
hates it.
It's cute.
But I do like. I don't. I mean, I liked it.
Okay.
It was okay. It wasn't my top 5. Is it in your top 5, Lilo?
Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
It might be my favorite.
That's
Oh,
pretty interesting.
girl.
Wow.
It says a lot.
It's up there.
Yeah. I really just
family.
because we're here. I freaking adore Tangled.
Tangled's good.
Oh, Tangled is great.
Tangled's great.
Tangled's good.
A lot of real good physical comedy in that one. As
I like
well.
Enchantment a lot. Enchanted.
Enchanted,
Yeah.
the live action flick.
It's
They
been
make
a
good
minute.
With a
movies.
little, with a
Yep.
little animated in
Legitimately,
it.
it's been a minute since I've loved something. I did love.
I couldn't get through Moana. I tried watching it. And I couldn't.
Oh, you didn't like Moana?
I just couldn't.
There's some good music.
You know
in
what?
Moana.
I didn't like it either.
I watched it by myself, and maybe that
tried.
was a problem. But yeah, I tried. I gave it.
tried.
I was really excited, and
They're dead on the inside.
No,
Lee.
it's not
That
true
didn't
though.
hit me.
I did the same thing.
You guys didn't like it at all.
Because everyone was like, "Oh,
I know they made such a fucking big deal
Yeah.
out of it. It's the greatest movie I've ever seen. And it's like, I maybe it was too high expectations.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was okay.
I thought The
it was
Rock
fine.
was awesome. I thought Jermaine Clement was fucking great.
Oh,
as
that
the-
song's
always-
amazing. The
Crab.
Shiny
Yes.
song is next level
and that
music.
scene is
level.
beautiful.
It's
too.
really good.
The
You know what
animation's
that
beautiful.
actually reminds me of though? That whole scene, and it's actually a total ripoff, and no one else agrees with me on this. It's the Fern Gully. Remember, like oil
Oh
and
fuck! I thought you were gonna
blue.
say the "Let's make music together" from All Dogs Go to
Sweet
Heaven.
Harmony.
I mean, it's very similar.
That's a
But-
that's a Don Bluth film.
Oh, I
no,
love it
Fern
so
Gully,
much.
I think is a really but that was
Fern
the one-
Gully's good.
Fern
Also
Gully's good,
Don
but that
Bluth.
was the like.
No,
isn't it? That's not Disney, is it?
It's Fox,
Oh, okay.
but it's not Don Bluth.
Are you sure? Okay.
Don-
Yeah, I
Look it
know.
up really
Yeah,
quick.
None of us
Fern
mentioned
Gully.
too those 17 movies with Brown Baloo in them.
With who?
You know Brown Baloo? Like there was Gray Baloo, but then Brown Baloo started popping up.
Oh yeah.
Same character, but he played Little John.
Oh,
Well, you've seen
I don't-
all
I
those
think he
scenes
was
where they
brown.
like they would just take the frames of old ones and they'd read.
So
Oh, really? Is
Fern
that-
Gully
100%.
routinely
Like, all
gets
the
mistaken for
dancing-
being a Don Bluth film, and it's not.
Oh, well, thank you for schooling me. So the Patreon listeners don't do it.
Wow.
Cool. That was fun.
Great. Well,
Okay,
let's,
Joe.
let's hit it. Yeah, what do we got?
Oh man, we have 7 hours later.
I know we've hit the hour
sorry
mark,
about
but we
that.
got time.
I have a funny story of something that happened today. It was a 3-year joke in the making.
Oh, this
Oh
is very
shit!
funny.
I think I know what you're talking
And it
about.
happened
great.
today, and it was amazing. And then I will parlay that into maybe not. We'll see what we got. I might parlay it into internet email etiquette, but maybe not. So 3 years ago,
Oh, man.
somebody at a publication on the internet that is connected with internet influencers, I hate that word, sent out a mass email inviting them to an E3 event.
Sure.
And it was like 450 different influencers.
Oh
and
my
at the
gosh.
time,
Yeah,
3
yeah.
years ago, it was varying levels, but a lot of the big ones for the time.
CC though.
Right, that's what I'm
CC'd,
getting to.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry.
instead of
deflate
BCCing
story.
everybody, they CC'd everybody.
So you could see everything.
So you saw everybody that was on the email, and everybody that was on the email for the most part was a sarcastic asshole.
Yeah.
I was
some
like, I
point.
went back and I was like the third one to
Yep.
reply to that shit.
So somebody
like an asshole.
somebody
I'd like to see
starts-
where I'm at too. You want me to pull it up?
Somebody replies immediately, and the first reply to this invite, this gracious invite to this come hang out with us event at E3 VIP style or whatever, was, way to mess it up and CC everybody. This is gonna be a shit show.
Oh my god!
Something to that effect. So it starts.
God.
It starts happening. People start replying and going, "Oh, you messed
Seriously,
up."
don't do that, man.
Yeah, but then three replies in, you get those Grinches that are like, "Take me off this list. This is horrible. Everybody stop replying." And then when that happens, people like Elliot are like, they start making it a
I
game.
started going, what do you guys want for lunch?
Yeah.
I'm picking stuff up.
So Elliot starts that game, and then finally the Gregory brothers say something like, "Hey, we lost our coffee. Has anybody seen our coffee?" There's a couple like, "Is this your coffee? This your coffee, runners?" And then it just stops because you could like 3 people are pissed, and then it stops. This was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, and then
God.
someone even was like, "Please stop replying all, please."
because people don't have a sense of humor. People are very serious
very
about some
upset about
email
this, yeah.
inboxes. It's amazing. So fast forward to today. I'm sitting with
Yeah,
Ian.
this was in June of 2015.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So I'm hanging out with Ian Hecox from Smosh at work, and
Humble
we're
brag.
trying to
Name drop.
find an email address for somebody who want to contact. And he's like, "Oh, you know what? I don't have it on hand, but there was this thread back in the day." So he brings it up and he starts looking at it to find the email address, and he goes, "Yeah, you know what happened here? This blah 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 CCC thing happens," and he fills me in on it, and I go, You know what you should do?
Oh, so this is you? Is this your
I
idea?
go, you know what you should do? You should tell them all you found the coffee. So Ian totally gets on board. He takes a picture of a coffee cup and he replies to the thread 2.5 years
Oh my
later.
God.
Picture of a coffee cup. "Hey, I found this coffee. Is this it?"
To a group of YouTubers who half of them aren't even around anymore.
Yeah, they don't
And then
care.
other half have gone on to do things that never want to be associated with the
Yeah,
rest
this
of
is
my
like it's
God,
seriously
this is
like
beautiful.
400 people.
oh, I love
like
that.
look at this list. There's just like everybody's here.
So
Name
that's what
some
happened.
of
And,
them.
and then people started replying.
Bernie Sue's
three
on
people-
there.
3 people really appreciated
Flula,
it right
Felicia
away.
Day.
But the first one was like, it was Dane, because Dane from Annoying Orange, he gets comedy and he goes, "Holy crap, joke 2.5 years in the making. bravo gif of Marlon Brando clapping from
Nice.
the what the frick
Godfather.
is that movie? Not even the black and white one.
Oh, from
Streetcar Named Desire.
God
Jesus
dang it.
Christ.
I'm such
Ed
an idiot. And it's not Brando. It's
what
Orson
the fuck
Welles.
Is it? Yes, it's you're not
Citizen Kane.
Citizen
God,
Kane,
I'm an
yeah.
idiot.
And it's not that.
I was so
yeah.
confident in what I said.
Yeah, he's like,
Even though I made it up, I made it up.
And then somebody else is like, compliment, good joke, and then it swiftly went back to
Yeah, it's all
take me
bad.
off this
Take me
thread.
off this
Yeah.
thread. Oh my
Burn this
God.
thread. I think
We
it's
should-
Yeah, someone says take me off this thread, but everyone else is joking about it. They're
Oh,
like,
so
looks like
good.
there's a 3-year waiting period to be removed from
Oh
this
my
list.
God, I love that.
I love
least-
it.
So props to Ian for
all the
having the
people
balls to
And props
make
to
that
because
joke.
that's a funny,
Yeah.
funny freaking.
I
joke.
would have made the
Fantastic.
joke, but I didn't realize I was on that thread until he sent it, and then I got the.
That's so great.
Dude, yeah.
I love it.
Joe texted and was like, "You gotta respond to this email quick. You gotta respond to this email that Ian just sent out." And I was like, "What's going on?" And I go to it, and it's that thing, and I laughed for a solid 15 minutes. I was like, "There's no way I'm replying to it again."
I
But
love that. So
yeah,
Those
it's
are
a
fun
funny.
little-
There's
slice of
people
life.
in here that I wasn't friends with at the time that I'm now friends with.
There's people in that
Yeah.
email that have replied going, "I didn't work at this company when this email thread started, but now I do."
Yeah.
Wow, that's so great.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know if we have to parlay that into a bigger
I think that's just
conversation.
No,
a
I
fun
think that's
story.
great.
I think it's fantastic.
Well, guys, do you want to?
Well, Elliot's still got a thing to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, I didn't know.
Do you
I
have a
thought
thing?
Lee did, but Lee did Iceland, right?
You did
the-
Iceland.
no,
You talked about
Elliot
the
did
parrot.
his
Parrot.
Oh, that
Boston
was just
show.
a story, but yeah, we can
He had
we
a
can end now.
thing.
Yeah, I can.
If you
I'm
want,
happy.
unless
no.
you got something to talk about.
I was gonna bring. Well, thanks. For,
Well, now we're here. Now we're
Right.
here.
Here we go.
um,
And set your watches.
the only thing I was gonna bring up was the. It was a robotic Mickey Mouse, and it's a stupid ride. Elliot. I don't know why you would ever-
Crushing his dreams.
the
Judging.
Jeopardy, the
Just
Jeopardy
judging.
guy who won over $400,000 on Jeopardy was
Austin.
Austin Rogers. Yeah, he did the blog post on Huffington Post. He did an article on Huffington Post about what he did with his earnings because he won over $400,000. He was a bartender living in Manhattan, and it's this beautiful article, and I recommend everybody read it because it's about kind of like spontaneous weird fame and being recognized all the
Yeah.
time, but also the fact that $400,000, especially after taxes, isn't enough to
Not
give a
that
down
much.
payment
Yes,
on a
of course.
condo in Manhattan. So basically, he's continuing to do his job. He does trivia every night, but he describes his apartment and he describes all these weird things because what he did with his money was he just took a shit ton of museums and charities and all these things, and he just gave it all away. And
That is
so
amazing.
His apartment is filled with like things like works of art that were given to him by the museum and like
Oh
all
my
these things.
Those works
And-
of art should be in a museum.
and he talks. Yeah, he did. Hey, Austin, maybe stop being such a dick and give that art to a museum, you selfish asshole. But he,
Everyone should be able to look at that art. You selfish
Yeah.
asshole.
It's a dolly.
maybe think about other people for once.
Yeah, what
but
a
he
piece of
talks
shit.
about his intelligence and how he got to where he is, and it was basically the theme of it was about like he did do a corporate job, and he was like, it is a lie, like getting the office with the big desk and all that
Yeah.
stuff. He's like, entering into a 9-to-5 is a lie of a thing, and if you can have a job where you can enjoy your life and have more fun doing it, that is a very noble thing, and you shouldn't feel bad about doing it. And so, because it was basically him going, I'm not going to change my lifestyle, and he's exactly the same supposedly. I
Well,
believe,
we
as much as
followed
he
him.
can.
Like Delman and I watch Jeopardy
Yeah.
every fucking day. That's like literally one of the things we do because we love it so much. We do trivia shit, and so that was the one where we literally were like, they are. That they had him was such a gift because
Yeah.
he was like he had such a personality, and normally it's just like this like.
Oh, he was
He was tremendous. He was so funny. He
joy
was
to
so
watch.
like such a joy. He was so charismatic, and then on top of it, smart as fuck. Like
Yeah,
smart, like
the smartest
on top
person.
Of it,
Truly smart.
so incredibly intelligent. He was on Jimmy Fallon, and he was so sweet and so like affable, just so likable because he's a bartender at a bar that Jimmy Fallon goes to, and like that was the biggest thing is that like everyone kept saying aggressively like, and he's a bartender, and you're like, I don't give a shit. He's one of the more intelligent people like around right
He
now.
just figured life
It just
out.
proves
Yeah.
jobs are hard to fucking get. That's
well,
all
it
that
also
proves.
proves that like it doesn't
Well, I think he
matter.
chooses-
I
No,
think
he chose- he's
this.
choosing
That's the
to
point of
do
the
Oh,
article.
he wants to do that.
Yes.
Oh, great.
He
That's
loves
fucking
it.
great.
He's
Because in the
happy.
article, he plugs all of his like trivia nights and he plugs his karaoke.
Oh,
and
that's
he plugs and he's
awesome.
like shameless plug, just hanging out on Tuesdays and
Well,
Thursdays.
but it's so
great.
true because he's also like it's very obvious that he's incredibly intelligent, that he's incredibly well read and like very up to date on
Is
everything.
he handsome?
He was not bad.
He's got a charming
He's kind
look.
of charming.
He's
Is he
very
married?
adorable.
You would really like
actually,
him. Actually,
he kind of has a similar where it's like
Yes,
you're.
he
It's
does
he's
have a similar-
adorable sort of aesthetic.
Really?
You know what
Yeah.
it is? It's like a Muppet.
Aww.
Yeah.
And he also would just like politicize the show. Like when
Yeah.
Alex Trebek came up to him, he was like, "You wear different outfits a lot," and he was like, "Yeah, I get everything at thrift stores. It's amazing when in the East Side they give away for free except healthcare." And then Alex Trebek's face would just be like,
He was,
Alex hated him.
Yeah, he was
too.
so cheeky
He
and
hated
smart
it.
and
He was
funny
such an asshole to
that
him.
Alex. That's when Alex turns into a dick.
Yeah, he does.
Alex is like, he's gonna take my
no,
job.
it's
Alpha
legitimately,
him. Yeah.
legitimately, he'd be like, okay, like everything
he
was so
hated
rude
it.
to him.
Why?
'Cause
He
he's
doesn't
Alex
like a
Trebek.
smarter
He's-
person.
He's a guy that wears David Yurman jewelry. We can't trust anything he does.
I think there was a curve of how much Alex Trebek appreciated him over his time on the show. It was kind of like, I'm impressed by this guy, and now I'm getting interested in his intelligence, and now I'm kind of annoyed and
well,
threatened. And
because
then he
like a
accepted him.
hashtag was like, I mean, there was like people that was like, people said Jeopardy's getting more views than it's gotten in forever. There's a hashtag of like Austin on Jeopardy. It was like a really
Yeah.
big deal
yeah,
for
enjoy your
them.
bonus,
Can I
Trebek. Pull the
say-
stick out
Yeah.
your ass.
Can I say that what you're telling me is very refreshing, because I will
Yeah.
also contend that in some of the video interviews that this guy did, Austin did, he does come off slightly
Oh, like a little pompous.
dickish and pompous, because he's the type of guy that is incredibly intelligent
Yeah.
and funny, but he also knows it and isn't afraid to tell you or wear it on his sleeve.
But then he like
Well,
donated a bunch
but
of
that's what I'm
fucking money.
saying.
And
So I
shit,
think
yeah.
I feel like for me and probably some other people out there was an off-putting part of his personality. So I thought he kind of went away, and I was like, I really appreciate what he did, but he's kind of a dick. Not a dick. He's just
No.
a guy that knows
And I
he's
think-
smart and is living his life the way he's wanting to live it. And the fact that he donated it all
That makes me
is
really
amazing.
happy.
So
I think there's
cool.
something I think there's something of value too when a guy is a dick. Like when he's just like, oh, he is naturally like he talks in the article about like this opportunity gave me a chance to show my true personality to the general public in a way that was like true to me and
Yeah.
fun
Mhm.
and
Yeah, yeah.
like was who I was. And he's like, so he was like, I don't feel bad at all about riding the fame of Jeopardy forever. He was like, if it leads to whatever deal. And I was thinking, and I was like, I wonder if part of the reason that Alex Trebek had that kind of, and maybe he didn't. Maybe it was something that, just as we
Yeah.
perceived him to be a dick, we perceive
No, he
Alex
was
Trebek to be
100% a dick.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't watch this.
Oh,
specific. I just
no.
watched the highlight stuff. But
Whenever he does the, oh no, and you're like,
Yeah.
Alex, you have the fucking answers in front of you.
well, I wonder if the
That's
reason
so
for
rude.
that though is maybe because like Alex Trebek has been hosting Jeopardy for about 97 years, and
it's
if
4 a
there-
day,
Yeah,
yeah.
and if there was though a host who could replace Alex Trebek, I would 100%
Oh,
hope
he'd be
they'd go to
interesting.
this guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Because they would revitalize the show, it would bring
Yeah.
youth to it, and people would be like, "No, this guy knows his shit. Like, who better to host
Wow.
Jeopardy than somebody you've seen
Yeah.
be intelligent, be quick,
we
be
should put
quirky?"
him and
Because
Ken
Alex
Jennings in a
Trebek only-
boxing match.
But Ken
Yeah.
Jennings
Do you
is, like,
think that
only
there's
just okay on the personality trail?
Yeah.
His Twitter is incredibly funny.
Was it?
Yeah, follow
Good to
him on
know.
Twitter.
maybe someone's writing his tweets?
Probably not.
Probably.
Do you
Robot.
guys think that there's like a short list for people to replace Trebek and Sajak, and like, do you think the studios have like a list, or
Okay,
like
Delvin
the
and I
second
talk
someone
about this
kicks
all
it?
the time. Jeopardy is a show that you're like, oh, if you manage your way through it at all, you're like, oh, I'm someone intelligent, and then comes fucking Wheel of Fortune, and you're like, what is a potato? Like, it literally is.
That's like-
For everyone at the Jeopardy
The words on
table
the
that
board
doesn't
are
do
potato.
H. The words on the board are HPPY. What is the missing letter?
Oh man, hold on.
But
Happy.
It's
I love Pat Sajak.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Speaking of dicks.
It's herpy.
Messed up Jeopardy, like
Harpy.
obvious Jeopardy puzzles
Oh,
that
yeah.
people get wrong are
They're
the
my
best.
favorite.
But
Nothing
do you
better
think they
than-
have that short list of like
Yes,
who's next?
guaranteed,
Yeah, they probably do.
guaranteed.
But
100%.
if not that, then I'd like to see Austin Rogers host a Jeopardy-esque game show
Quiz
for
show, yeah.
the millennial generation.
You know what else is kind of interesting to think about? How like news stations probably have like in loving memory, like rest in peace. Like they have the graphics all made for like the old, like the people who are older this year.
Yeah.
Like they're like they have those loaded up.
Yeah,
just
They
like
do.
be the first to report
A
it.
friend of mine used to do that. Like that was his job in Fresno. Was that he would literally be like, "Yeah, I got to do all the in loving memories."
Well, it's like
of,"
when
and you're
it's like when the
"Jesus
president's
Christ."
about to be elected, they have all the graphics packages for the one president
Yes.
and all the graphics packages for the other president, and they're just like, which one of these is
What
just,
button
which
do
one
I
are we
hit?
gonna use? Yeah.
That's so
Oh
funny.
no, Moonlight won. Oh no! Oh, it's Moonlight.
All right. Well, do you guys feel good about ending here?
I feel good. Thanks for letting me get that out. It was
Yeah,
fun.
of
that
course,
was great.
man. It was very interesting, and now I'm very interested, and I want to learn more about it, Elliot. So thank you.
Anytime.
So hey, happy birthday to you, Elliot.
birthday.
And
Thanks,
that's the
guys.
last time I'm going to
And
say
thank you
it for
for
another
this.
year.
Makes me feel very warm. I really appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank
And
you.
I just want to give a really warm shout out to the patrons who are
Yes.
listening
Thank
to
you,
this
patrons.
podcast first on Mondays. You guys are great. Thank you for your continued patience while we develop the Valleyfolk into something truly awesome, which it's not even an understatement, I don't think, because we're really making some cool stuff.
Yeah,
and
man, yeah.
in fact, as you've already heard this, we've shot a piece of content that will hopefully be the next piece of content for our YouTube channel.
Yep. And then following that, we're figuring other stuff out that I don't know where we're at
We're
in
like,
conversations.
as some of you know on Patreon, we're doing video versions of this podcast. It's
Yep.
getting better. We're going to find a way to offer that up in various ways in the future. Our Twitch, follow us over at Twitch. We're having a lot of fun over there.
We do.
I really liked when,
Twitch.tv/the Valleyfolk.
when somebody said Twitch is becoming like a routine part of their week. I think that's a very cool.
Yes, that was a very nice thing.
That
It's
was
important
nice.
for us to keep a schedule, and I think we're doing pretty well right now. We just have to gear up for more YouTube content, which we're totally working on. And just wanted to again say thank you for the continued patience of our patrons, and you're in for some really cool shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
why don't you hit us with that bridge real quick?
Oh yeah, the bridge.
Nice,
So,
nice.
I
was
Joe's
on-
always thinking
I had
about-
the exact same speed of thought that you did. Like,
Joe's always thinking about the people. I like that,
Good
Joe.
for you,
I
Joe.
don't care about the people. Just tell me what the bridge is.
I really do believe.
bridges.
I really do believe the worst bridge of all time is from The Power of Love.
Sing that
From
bridge, Steve.
Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay, I'd like to hear.
that only love is fair. Yeah, but you don't care. You are so wrong. That is not a bad bridge.
What to do? It just kills the momentum of such a good song. It just like stops the whole song.
Bridges are
for, like,
supposed to change it up for a second.
But I mean, not kill the momentum.
I don't contend that it does.
Owen, you agree with me on that one?
The
Owen
worst
agrees.
bridge
He
in
didn't
musical
even know what he
history.
was doing. He's been there. He doesn't know
He's
what's
on Tinder
happening.
right now.
Lee, am I
He's
crazy?
swiping right.
Lee, am I crazy? Is that a bad
Honestly,
bridge?
Joe, I kind of am leaning with Steve on this one, and I'm really sorry.
It's just such a good
Because
song.
he's right. No, oh, God. Oh my God.
Yeah, I am
Go
a
get
little,
your parrot,
I'm a
buddy.
little
Go
torn.
get your
Go
parrot.
get your parrot. Maybe you'll feel a little bit better. Uh-oh, he's going to down the twig. Don't choke on the twig,
Don't
Joe.
choke on the twig, Joe.
Oh.
We gotta let Elliot
Sorry,
finish this
I mean, I'm
cake
sorry.
without a camera on him.
Sorry if I hurt you, Joe, but
I think he's fine.
That's not a good bridge. That song's in Back to the Future at least 3 times, and they never used the part.
Oh my God, that's true.
Owen
though.
says they never use the bridge part of the song in any of the Back to the Future movies. Oh no, Joe's choking on the stick! Joe is choking on the stick! Yay, Joe, give me the stick! Yay!
End of podcast.
That was great. Did you drink that? Oh, we're done.